We are now at the Brothers Point trail. We parked over here. It is not an official parking, so it is free, but it is next to the road, so you may miss it. Just make sure you put the Brothers Point parking on Google Maps. You can't see anything because of the sun. It is so strong today. There are no clouds, so it's such a good weather, but we are getting sunburned a little bit. Anyways, I will show you around here. It is not as popular as the other roads, but it's a short one, I think 1 hour round trip, so this should be fine. Over here it is marked that you cannot enter with a car, so you have to park where I showed you. This is a trail so far. There are a lot of sheep. I feel like in the Faroe Islands here in Scotland. Anyways, so far it looks really easy. As you can see, there are not many people around and it's really easy not to get lost and to walk. So I will show you how well this trail is. Anyways, it is a 3.5 kilometer trail round trip, so it is pretty short. You don't have to climb a lot. From what I've seen on the internet, you have to descend at the beginning and then that's it, like 100 meters or something, so it should be pretty easy. Right now we are at the beginning of the trail, and feel free to pause this video right now if you want to read a lot of super interesting information about this place, but if you don't have the time for that, I will just quickly tell you that the origin of the name Brothers Point is not really known, but this place is super interesting and important because a group of students found dinosaur prints here, and I will let you guess how many you think they found. For now, I will tell you that they are 170 million years old, which is crazy to think about, and there were even multiple types of dinosaurs. If you've watched my previous video from Scotland, you know that we also found dinosaur prints in another place. Anyways, leave down below in the comments how many dinosaur prints you think they found on this trail, and on the screen you can see Mike just imitating me on the trail. But anyways, about the prints, there were around 50 prints found at the end of this trail. So basically, if you reach the end of the trail, you may be able to see with your naked eye where the dinosaurs used to go for walks, and they're fully real prints just in front of you. And trust me, there are not a lot of places around the world where you can see that. I am not sure why on the Isle of Skye there are so many. You can leave it down below in the comments, but it's definitely one thing to add on your bucket list. But anyways, about the trail, it is super pleasant. You can come here even with kids. It was not crowded at all, which was super nice. So if you're trying to escape the crowds, this is the perfect place. I've also found other ones which I will talk about in my next videos, so make sure you subscribe if you're enjoying this video, and make sure you also press like because that would help me a lot. But anyways, back to the video. I fully recommend you to come here. It is really easy, it is really relaxing, it is really for anybody. It is not even that long, but anyways, at some point we saw on the ground this water that was colored in this super light blue, so I was wondering, do you maybe know what that is? Because it looks really weird. So these are my shoes because it was really muddy, but right now, as you can see, it is really okay, and I think we have to reach that point. Those people are. It looks like here it is pretty muddy, but it's okay. Anyways, it looks very far, but I think we have less than 1 kilometer, so I think it's not really as far as it seems. Most of the trail, I thought that the views were beautiful, but not really insane as the other ones that we saw around the island. But trust me, it gets better at the end, where I think the dinosaur prints also are. The views from there were so beautiful, and it quickly became one of my favorite trails. So if you have enough time, I fully recommend you to come here. It is not crowded, it is not paid, it is super easy and very beautiful. You can see that we also saw a small beach on the way, but anyways, we are right now very close to the tip. You can already see it. It's the end of the trail, but we will basically go and walk above that. Just so you're aware, that last tip was a little bit scary and dangerous, but it was worth it because the views from there were really pretty, and we were able to see the rocks where the dinosaur prints could be. I think we tried to spot a few, but I'm not sure if we managed to see the real ones. But anyways, it is a fun activity to try to just look for dinosaur prints everywhere and wonder if that is really a dinosaur print or just a weird rock. But anyways, one thing that I forgot to tell you is that we are basically celebrating the very rare event of having 2 consecutive sunny days in Scotland. So we are just celebrating by hiking from the early morning until late in the evening and sharing everything with you. But don't forget to take your rain clothing if you're coming here. So we are climbing on the final mountain from this trail, and this is the path, so it looks pretty scary. We'll have to go over there. So at this point I stopped the audio because the wind was super strong, so I apologize for all the wind sounds, but let's consider it a more authentic video because you can just feel like you are there with the wind blowing in your ears. But anyways, there are a lot of sheep. Look at that one just chilling over there. But anyways, you can see that hill, that was the one that we had to climb in order to arrive here. And you can see Mike that is going towards that area where we should find dinosaur prints. So you can see that it is not really a huge area, but we are going towards it to see if we see any, and we are seeing beautiful views of the rocks and the waves. And we were literally alone here, which was amazing, especially that the Isle of Skye is super touristic and other places were super full with people. This was, let's say, a breath of fresh air. But anyways, we were pretty tired at this point. We did a lot of hiking so far and it was a super long day. But if you want to see the most beautiful views we've seen in the Isle of Skye, make sure you check out my second vlog from the Isle of Skye, which was posted last week. We did there the Currang hike, and even though it is super popular, I loved it so much. So I fully recommend you to check that video out. And here there should be dinosaur footprints, but it's really difficult to spot them. There should be like 50 or something according to them, but if you're not an expert, it's really difficult to see them. Maybe something over there, it looks like it. It's very similar to what we've seen in the pictures, but yes, this is quite interesting. Know that over here on these rocks, millions of years ago, there were dinosaurs just walking around. Do you think that one that I showed you earlier in the video was truly a dinosaur print? Please let me know down below in the comments, because I'm really curious if we managed to see one or if it was just a weird shape in the rock. But anyways, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to like it and also to subscribe. I would really appreciate that. And I have a lot more amazing places to share with you from the Isle of Skye and from other places around the world. So I will see you in the next video. Bye bye!